Hello everybody, and it's weird to say this, but we are finally here. The last of the videos for me to upload for my league races on F122. Kind of feels weird to say, because I've covered pretty much all of my, all my league racing. So, yeah, it's been a long journey, but here we are. As this video states, this is the finale of weekend night racing. We will get to why that is at the end of the video, and we are going to cover rounds 9 and 10 here. Round 9 was actually supposed to be Yas Marina, but again, there wasn't enough entrants, and they canceled the race. Do I even have to go on that tangent again why that's dumb? You're punishing those that are actually dedicated to your league and rewarding those that are not because they don't lose anything in terms of points in the championship. But at least after that amazing performance we had in Italy, we have, I think it was almost a 2-race lead. I think it was like a little less than 40-point championship lead. So yeah, we are sitting pretty on the top of the table. We are up in the constructors by like 60 points or something. So yeah, we are looking damn good, and with us not knowing that this is the finale at the time, we are still locked and loaded and ready for a long, hard championship fight with Immortal. And we'll be coming here to start our final qualifying run here at the Netherlands, here at Zandvoort. This is a track that, honestly, I struggled a little bit on in this year's game. I just couldn't quite figure out the setup. I noticed in Hyperdrive, when it was Hyperdrive last season, I was losing like half a second a lap because people like had something in their, with their tire pressures and such, that gave them like better speed in one lap pace. And then in race pace as well, I was struggling. So yeah, just a really weird one overall. I just missed the setup a little bit, but we still had decent pace overall. And going into this race, I was still feeling good. Again, my goal just to consistently pound in those consistent podiums. I know if I can get podiums on the tracks that, I'm just decent at, and keep picking up those stray wins here and there, especially picking up the wins easily on the tracks that I'm good at, that we are still just looking fine and dandy in terms of the championship. So, yeah, nice and tidy lap, all things considered. Thought I executed the lap pretty well, and we'll see where it puts us as we come to the line. We are still sitting second overall, so not struggling all that much in terms of pace. But as we come to the line, we will see we got still second place. The lap was actually slower. But, we nailed a decent qualifying lap. We are P2 on the grid as it stands. So, yeah, is what it is. Coming to the grid here for round 10. Immortal ahead of us on hards. He got about exactly 2 tenths on us in qualifying, and then it was about 2.5 tenths behind us to DJ, and then the gap starts to open up a little bit more as we head through the rest of the field. Only 12 cars in this one, so yeah, it's looking to be a 2-car race between me and Immortal, but still can't count out DJ in any stretch of the imagination. So we're looking for at least a P2 in this one. Maybe we can get the win if we can find some more pace in the race as the lights are about to go out. We get an okay launch, but we get about an equal launch to Immortal, so we're not going to be able to gain the lead in the turn 1 this time around, even though I really wish I could have. I just love to do that. But we got a great start over the rest of the field as they are battling behind us, so we can quickly just settle into a rhythm on this one. Really want to be careful about your ERS usage because this track is very hard to regain battery once you use it. So you got to be careful how much battery you use because you end up in a very long green flag run. You'll find yourself in D rating for a majority of the second stint, and obviously you'll just be losing pace on very slightly on every straight for the rest of the race, which is obviously, I'm not a doctor, but losing pace is a bad thing. Not much happening here early on, and about this point of the race I started to realize that qualifying was pretty representative of the pace. Immortal was just consistently a couple tenths faster than us, and yeah, and I really felt like I was driving my nuts off, so maybe I'm just missing something in the setup. Props to him for having just a better setup overall, but yeah. But still, for us to be saying that in a league like this, that we're struggling when we're in a clear second, you know, that just shows how amazing of a season we're having. So can't complain about that at the end of the day. But when you're in the heat of the moment, you're a competitor like me. You want to be fighting for the win every race, going all out every single race. Got to have that mentality. We have a virtual safety car here, but I doubt this is going to do much of anything to spice up the strategy. So yeah, early on, getting a little bit of a field spread, which I liked because, you know, even if I don't have the pace to win every race, if I can consistently get second place wins, he would literally need 5 races in a row like this, where he wins all of them with me being in second. He would need 5 races in a row like that to be able to make up the gap that we have in the championship. Actually, more than that, because I think, yeah, it was like 38 or 39 point lead we had. So he would need 5 with fastest laps in like all of them, or 6 races in a row like that. And with all of our strongest tracks coming up in the rest of the season, you know, obviously that's going to be easier said than done to do to us. So yeah, being second to him in one race is not a big deal if you're looking in terms of the big picture, as we have just had an amazing start to this season. And it's so huge, not just having the start, where, like I said, for it being on a lot of being on the part of the calendar that's my weaker part, like that's just monumental. Like I said, I really want to complete that goal where now that this league is just going to be the only driver to have a top tier win, the championship win, not win, but championship. I'm wording that wrong. To have won a top tier championship in all 3 iterations of the league's branding. So that would be a nice way to end out on. But hey, we still got a lot of fighting yet to do. I'm just within his DRS, so I'm going to use that as long as I can keep up in it, which might not be for too long, honestly, to help pull away from the rest of the field. And yeah, just keep running our own race. But still over 30 laps to go in this one, so you can't count us out just yet. Kaya would once again crash out in this season on lap 7, bringing out a safety car. That puts us in a really difficult spot. It's too early to go to mediums to the end, but you know, then if there's another safety car, this is just a timing that it puts you in a really weird guessing situation. And you'll see what decision we go with coming up here. Yeah, the safety car, like I said, just puts you in a really weird guessing situation, the awkward timing of it. So we come up and we see that Immortal kind of fakes going in, and we're just going to copy what he does because he's the one we're really fighting here. And like I said, with this kind of being a little bit of a hit or miss guess on what to do with the strategy, if I just follow him and I'm just like one position behind him, you know, we're chilling because we have the pace to be an easy second in this race. So I didn't really see a reason to take an unnecessary risk, especially when we're not even a quarter of the way through the race. Safety car coming in will be going green on lap 10. 36 laps in this one as it is a shorter track. We react decently well to his launch, get a nice gap to DJ behind, and we'll be able to comfortably hold P2 in the first couple of corners here. Or is that just counted as one corner? I don't know. Corners are counted weird sometimes in F1. Sometimes a little kink like that tiny left there is counted as a corner too. Who knows if it's 2 corners at the beginning or not. I mean, hell, NASCAR, one long oval turn is counted as 2. Racing numbers, am I right, folks? Pulling it forward a couple laps, you can see DRS is activated at this point. We're still within Immortal's DRS as we get a warning for taking way too much curve there. It was fast though, so you got to give me that. And we are decently close. We will see. Are we close enough to be able to battle him into turn 1? We have pulled away from DJ behind, so again, just settling into a solid P2 in this race, but hey, still a chance to fight for the win. We got the DRS, but we are not near close enough to challenge him. So yeah, just settling right back into the same situation we were in before the safety car came out. And I hit the wrong fucking button, so I have to record this part again. Safety car comes out. We're going to be pitting. We're on 16-lap old tires, and we will see where this puts us after we make our pit stop onto the mediums. It does create an awkward situation with the strategy because the mediums on paper can't quite make it to the end. But maybe we can extend them to the end, especially with the help of a VSC or 2 or a full SC. Definitely would be able to make it to the end then, most likely, at that point. So we will see what position we come out of the pits in. Follow Immortal into the pits. Again, never a reason to stay out on old tires like that if you're not going to the end on them. Pit for the mediums. Come out right behind him. And one car is past us while in the pits. Will there be more as we come around the first corner? No, no one else. So only losing one position in the pits. Can't complain about that. And as you look ahead, it is our teammate that has stayed out. Absolute unit. Siege has been all season long of a teammate. Gotta love the guy. And yeah, we restart in third, get an amazing jump over the rest of the field. Don't got to worry about pressure behind at all. And our teammate, he decided to stay out on Old Hards, doing the opposite strategy as us. He's taking a little bit of a risk here as he was struggling a little bit for pace, so he thought, why not? And hey, maybe Immortal getting held up by him will give us an opportunity to overtake him. He could be, shades of Perez out front right now, but at the same time, he's doing what he can for his own race. He's staying out, extending the tires, and maybe a safety car will help him out later in the race when he's got some fresh, softer boots on. So, yeah, still 18 laps to go in this one, or 17, something like that. Plenty of racing yet to go, but no DRS yet to help out. So it's going to all have to be done naturally with the non-existent slipstream in this game. But the battery does make a big difference. And with our teammate out in front, if Immortal struggles to pass him, could make him susceptible to being overtaken by myself. So we get ready to head down to front stretch. Pivotal to get a good exit coming out of this corner. Flip the curb on the inside just a little bit, but the car hangs sturdy. And yeah, I just don't got the grip through the final corner like he does. I could never put the battery on full throttle in that corner. It just wouldn't work out for me. So yeah, he's figured something out. He has a little bit more grip than us. Yeah, it's a little annoying. Usually I'm one to nail the preparation for a race, but yeah, just missing something in the setup that I've struggled all year long, really, on this track. Our teammate was getting overtaken by Immortal and politely gets out of our way as well because he saw we had fallen up right behind. And yeah, once again, just sliding right back into the same situation we were in earlier. All right, 14 laps to go in this one. The laps are just flying by. We got another full course caution, this time a virtual safety car. And we will see if we have any takers into the pits. Nope, neither of us bite into the pits, and things continue as usual. Pulling at the lap 27, AC Immortal gets too much on the curb, sucks the car to the outside, and we get the free position there. Wow, I mean, you'd never expect that to happen to drivers of this caliber. But hey, everyone makes mistakes sometimes, especially in a game like this where it's very easy to lose the car. Especially if you're on pad like me, where some sections you just get like no force feedback. Feel for him a little bit. Like I said, we've all made mistakes. But yes, that is us now in the lead, but that does not mean we're going to win this race, as Immortal does have more pace than us. Should be able to take these medium tires to the end, though. The track is a little bit cooler than when I practice, so the medium should be able to go a lap or two longer. That and that VSC went on for basically an entire lap, so that really helps as well. It gives you like an extra 3-4% worth of your tire wear compared to what you're anticipating. So with 8 or 9 laps, something like that, left to go in this one, it's always tough to count any laps because you got to include the one you're on, but nonetheless, with less than 10 laps to go, in this one, we do have the lead, but AC Immortal will be closing in. Can we hold him off for the rest of this race and claim another win? End of lap 31, coming to lap 32. You can see he is in our DRS, but not close enough for an overtake yet. Just got to hold him off for these remaining 5 laps to claim another pivotal win in this championship fight. And again, with us being the clear out first and second, this is still good for me no matter what. Because like I said, for him to catch me up in the points with another guy that had pit the soft tires after getting damaged, getting fastest lap, we're not going to break that fastest lap. So with not getting fastest laps every race consistently, he would have to finish first with us being the second place driver 6 races in a row to make up the points gap that we currently have. Like I said, with a lot of our strongest races coming up, things are turning up our side of the coin, which is an expression that I just came up with right now. So, yeah, things still looking very good for us, even if he does end up getting us. But we're going to drive the absolute wheels off this thing for the remaining 5 laps, but it'll be already down to 4 to go as we come to the line, as my ass was able to ramble on for an entire lap's worth of time. Always got to make sure to get a good exit coming out of this corner, but it is easy to lose the car if you go up over to that second part of the curb. It's very bumpy. Coming down the line, we're always going to check the gap behind. He's still within a second, slightly closer this time around. And with us, we're slowly starting to run out of ERS. It is going to get tougher and tougher to hold him off now with 4 laps to go. Coming down the front stretch now with 3 laps to go. Amaro didn't have the best lap there, but still able to keep right up with us as we have a bad first corner, but we're still able to hold him off. So we just got to do that a couple more times and we can win this race. Coming up to start the penultimate lap of the race, you can see the proximity arrow, so we're going to have to burn the juice to try to stay ahead here. We see him coming up behind us. We're going to go defensive because we're going to have to battle him here. Swings back to the outside. We brake late. We got to respect his space there on the outside. We're going to be side by side. Can we hold it into this corner? Now he's got great grip there on the outside. His light's flashing too. We're both running out of ERS. We could get the switch back here. We've got a little bit of battery left. We've got a decent run out of the corner. But yeah, he's got just a little bit more straight line speed. And this is where I really thought, like, man, I must have really missed the setup or something. Because for him to have more grip on the rear end, to be able to put the ERS on full throttle in that final banked corner, which is not something I could do with my setup, but yet still be able to drag me there on that straight with no ERS, you know, on the straightaway. Well, kind of straightaway, it's wavy. It's like, man, it's like he's got more straightaway speed and rear grip. I missed the setup on this one, it looks like, but, you know, that is what it is. And this will be our last chance here to get him back. We have just a tiny bit of battery left in the tank. Looks like we have about the same amount of batteries. His light just shut off. So, yeah, down the front stretch, he's got a decent gap over us, though, and it looks like we're not going to be able to get him. We check to see if he has a penalty. Mark informs us that he does not have a penalty. So unless if we can make a miracle happen, or if he makes another amazingly lucky mistake for us on this final lap, it'll look like, unfortunately, it will be P2 for us. Great battle we've had so far in this championship. You know, we've ran him down in Spain. You know, he's run us down now here in the Netherlands. We've gone back and forth making mistakes at tracks like Saudi Arabia and Austria. And yeah, we've had an amazing race ourselves. You know, we got bad luck in Australia, but we were able to bounce back strong with great results at races like Imola, and especially Italy, which is just a highlight of my career. But it looks like he's going to be the better man today. Props to him. And that's league racing. You know, you might think you're the best guy in the league, but that doesn't mean you're going to be the best guy on every single day. And that's going to be the case today. But hey, for us, if having a slight off day is us getting second, that's how you know you're having a championship season. And it would turn out to be a championship season for us, because we will come across the line for what we didn't realize at the time would be the final race of the season. Immortal wins. We come across the line in second. And a couple days after this race concluded, the admins announced the immediate, I don't know how to word it, the immediate crumbling of the league. The league was done, dismantled, over, whatever term you want to use. So, with everything cut off prematurely, we do end up as the drivers' champion by, I believe it was 32 points, something, 32 or 31 points, something like that. And yeah, we won the Constructors' Championship as well by a chunk, but still, you just hate to win a championship like that because a league is dismantled. And that, it would have made for a lot more great races. I mean, you guys have seen, I mean, this race, even though we were the one in second this time, that was a great race overall. Italy was amazing. Spain was amazing. Saudi Arabia had potential to be more exciting if the settings were correct. Imola was an exciting one. You know, I could go on and on. All these races were just very good, very high-level racing. Sucks for it to be cut short, but I'm not going to go off on a tangent on what the league did wrong. You guys heard me say it 100 times, and it fell upon deaf ears. They just didn't give a fuck, and they took a league that had over 140 people in it, in its prime, with plenty of admins to do the work, and with just people not caring, trying to push their own agendas, just being inconsistent with the rules and shit. It just all crumbled to the ground. You hate to see it. But hey, that might be it for F122. We end with all 3 of our seasons having Constructors Championships with 2 Drivers Championships as well. Finally got our championship in this league. And tune in sometime soon, because I will be announcing what I will be having planned for F123 in the leagues I'll be racing in. But until then, thanks for watching this series, and I'll see you in the next one.